Radio, V81 Radio. V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. In South Manila, this is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, this station, the management, and the network. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are now tuned in to Making a Difference. This is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. My name is Erika, and I'm the host of Making a Difference here on V81 Radio Manila. So, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I know it's kind of hot today, but I hope you're all doing well. So, just a brief recap of last week's episode. Last week was actually our first episode of season 6 here on Making a Difference. And we were on a break actually for a month. So, last week we had Erika and Vlad from the Rotaract Club of Midtown QC. So during last week's episode, they talked about the club and what they do for the club and how Rotaract has changed them personally. You could watch that episode actually on our Facebook page or on V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel, no, to see how to see their stories, to hear their stories rather. So it was actually a great season starter, if you would say. Again, if you do want to watch it, please check out Facebook, Making a Difference Facebook page, and V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel. So for this week, we're doing something different. This is actually a rewind episode. I think this is the first time Making a Difference is doing this. So we are gonna show a couple of episodes in the past. You're gonna see. I was actually watching the 3 episodes that we're showing today, and you can see like the changes in like my hair. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do a recap of what's been going on these past 6 seasons here in Making a Difference. So please do feel free to interact if you have a couple of questions or if you need me to further talk about the episodes, you can comment down below. And we also want to see what you guys want to see here on Making a Difference. So if you have any suggestions or if you know of people who would want to be on the show or if you would want to be on the show, please do feel free to comment on whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Or you can reach out to us on Making a Difference Facebook page. Okay, so for the first episode, it's actually episode 45. So episode 45, it's a year of milestones. Okay, so this episode was our first year anniversary on Making a Difference. And we had 3 organizations on the show. So we had Streets to Schools, we had Chris for Peace, and we had Life Risks PH on the show. Now, these three organizations. Actually, since it's an anniversary show, we decided to contact the organizations that have already been on the show, and we chose those three. Well, actually, those three organizations, the ones behind those organizations became good friends of mine, and they also showed during the episode like what they've been up to since the last time they were on Making a Difference. So I think the clip that we're going to show is me interviewing streets to schools, and they basically reintroduced streets to schools to the viewers. Kiel, the founder, shout out to Kiel, was the one talking about streets to schools. So, can we roll that clip, please?
So, uh, actually, 2016 was a very rough year because, all my life I told myself I want to be a doctor one day because my mom is a doctor and she's really that driving force. And then 2016 was a very troubling year. There was a lot of problems at home. So, it made me confused on what I wanted to do in life. So, because there was a lot of hate going on, I eventually found the reason to love again. So I saw the street children on the streets, and people didn't treat them like children anymore because from street children who were just begging in UST, they were starting to threaten other students. Like they were bringing out scissors, tapos they were saying, "Oh, akin na 5 pesos, 5 pesos." And this isn't an image we wanted to paint to Tomasians that street children are criminals or they're very threatening individuals because they were children and it was maybe just the circumstance why they're doing that. So from that feeling of hating yourself every day, I wanted to channel it into something that would make me love people again. So we started Streets to Schools because we wanted a future for the children who needed it the most. And from there, it was just continuing because of how much we loved the project. It kept on growing, and now we're here, 3 chapters in the Philippines, and hopefully we hope to expand more.
Nice. Saan yung mga chapters nyo?
They're in Cordillera and Davao. Like from the last episode, si Aliana and Maan. Yeah.
Right. Yes. I know. I had a different group from the last. Yeah. Ayun. Okay. So, let's, okay. We'll introduce Anne again. I think her mic is working. Anne, are you there?
Audible na po.
There we
Yay.
go. Go ahead. The show is now yours.
Okay po, sorry. I am Andrea Camus po. I am the logistics officer of Streets to Schools. I joined STS po when I was in 9th grade. Actually po, I led this organization po in junior high and kapartner po na yung STS. And never ko po in-expect na until now, I'll still be here in this organization. Parang there's still something, parang nakabudol po talaga siya.
Budol talaga.
Budol talaga. I am currently a Hume student po in UST.
Okay, nice. I love it. Daming, science track talaga tayo. So, I was gonna say, with regards to Kiel's budol, pati ako na budol din sa kanya. Kasi, like, I remember, diba, you asked, you have this contest that
Film
you
festival?
do.
Yeah.
The film festival, yes. So I got to interview the winners on one of my episodes. So, nabudol din ako ni Kiel, not just you guys. Okay. So, yeah. How are you guys now? I just want to know, no? So, ever since the lockdown, how are you guys doing right now as an organization?
Yung siguro po before po kasi, yung mga projects po namin, more on face-to-face na interaction po sila. Like for example, yung isa po namin project which is yung Ladders to Literacy, we directly go to communities mo, kaya yung mga barangay. Tapos, doon po kami nag-conduct po ng sessions o kaya mga storytelling, tinuturuan po namin sila na yung may mga worksheets po kami or exercises, tapos nakikipaglaro po kami. Pero ngayon po kasi, dahil nga po na inhibit po ng current situation yung pakikipag-interact ng physical. So, ang nangyari po is, shinif po namin siya, ginawa po namin na online setting na po yung storytelling. So, especially last year po, every week, meron po kami mga storytelling sessions sa FB Live po sa FB Live po namin sila kumukonduct po. And also, isa pa po siguro, nakagawa po kami ng isang project po, yung literatura, nakakabulat. Pero yun, tablet po siya para sa mga children po na wala po silang means to yung sa online na classes po. So, yun rin po yung isa sa mga projects na nire-reinforce namin po ngayong setting na to.
Okay. Speaking of projects, I know, I want to know, no, since I think our episode together was around September.
Yeah.
So since September, no, what projects have you been involved with? Like, what have you done already from September up until May?
So in September, we focused on our film festival. So like we had a second round of the Karapatan at Kabataan Paligsahan. We wanted to create more opportunities to filmmakers around the Philippines, and we're very happy because most of these filmmakers did come from the provinces. Like one of our winners was from Pangasinan, and their film was about a boatman who lived in Alamino City, and their movie actually is very worldwide. It was recognized worldwide. Like they recently won an award. I think it was in Europe, and then another one in the Middle East. So we're very proud of them. They're very efficient people. And then other than the film fest, we're still continuing with Ladders to Literacy. So because recently Washington DC gave us an award, so they called us Everyday Young Heroes, and the university was very proud of us. So they partnered with us. Now we're working with the University of Santo Tomas to launch Ladders to Literacy with all of the colleges in the university involved. And it's being spearheaded right now by the College of Nursing and the Rehab Science and Junior High School.
Congratulations. I heard about that award. I just wanted to say congratulations, you guys. You all, streets to schools deserve it. You guys deserve
Thank you po.
Congrats. And you were interviewed everywhere. Like I kept saying, you were everywhere. Kaya was it everywhere. It was on CNN, Philippines, where else? Ang dami.
ABS.
ABS po. Diba? So, super dami. Si Kel is in demand ngayon si Kel. So, I was like, okay, no, I need to have Kel back. Make it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so a while ago, we were flashing some photos, no? And I'm guessing that was like pre-pandemic pa.
Yeah, face to face.
Oh. So, what was that project about?
So that's Ladders to Literacy po. Kami po ni Jasmine yung nandun po sa my picture. Isa po siyang partner community near UST, and then we teach children po about literacy po. Pinabasahan po namin sila, and then we test and measure their literacy kung anong level na po kung gaano sila kagaling bumasa or marunong po ba silang sumulat. And then we partner with organizations po that will help them and supply po yung mga needs nila in terms of supplies.
Okay, nice. And I want to ask you guys now, ever since the start of the pandemic, have any of you learned any new skills, or what are the lessons that you've learned as an organization these past few months? Anyone can answer.
Sige, Bianca, ikaw muna.
Si Jasmine yun.
Kuya, okay lang.
Sorry, di ka napansin. Sige, Jasmine, go.
Bye sila eh.
Ako na lang muna. Siguro yung natutunan ko po is time management talaga. Kasi hawak po namin yung oras namin ngayon na kami po bahala kung anong part yung ilalaan namin sa isang aspect na ganito and then sa another one. And sa tingin ko, yun yung natutunan ko talaga na dahil as someone po na graduating po, we have a lot of requirements na kailangan ipasa and meron rin po kaming responsibility sa org and also sa yung personal na life po namin, yung family po namin. And yun po talaga yung natutunan ko na kailangan mo talagang i-divide yung time mo na maayos para lahat matutuunan mo ng pansin.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for sharing. Okay, si Richard naman.
Okay, so I think my answer would be actually related to what Jasmine said. So in relation to time management, I think what I learned, especially since I joined SDS, was balance. Throughout the pandemic, I have to be honest, because I have not been that active in Streets to Schools that much ever since the pandemic started. So when Kiel actually asked me to do something for Streets to Schools, I immediately obliged because nahiya ako kay Kiel. And
Huwag ka mahiya.
Kiel, sige, di na ako mahiya. Anyways, but since Kiel has been very nice to me and didn't treat me as some sort of freeloader din, kahit pa paano.
Grabe.
I mean it in a good way, okay? I mean, he still treated me as someone I can still contribute in Streets Schools, and because of that, I still try to like maintain my my academics and at the same time maintain my status in the organization. And so far, being in Streets Schools has been one of my highlights in this life. So that's the best thing about this organization.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Richard. So, do you guys have any ongoing projects or future projects? And ano na yung future plans ngayon ni Street to Schools?
Currently,
okay, go.
Sige ko muna.
Go. No.
Currently po, finish pelikulan Sangan.
Mm-hmm.
Yun po yung film festival wherein we invite po filmmakers that have advocacy films po, and then we recognize them, and then we also have ladders to literacy po, which was mentioned po by Jasmine earlier, kung saan we now turn our storytelling into FB lives po.
Okay, nice. And do you guys have next steps ni Streets to Classrooms? Like, have you asked yourself, okay, I see Streets to Schools in like 5 years I see us in this area doing this. Ano yung vision for Streets to Schools?
So eventually, because the Ladders to Literacy project was actually celebrated worldwide. Like, they really liked its model. So it's very replicable all around the world. So because it goes like this. So a child identifies the community's problem and they write a storybook about it. So not only does it improve story writing skills or reading and writing, but it also, little by little, baby steps, teaches them how to contribute to communities. So this is very replicable, and one organization in Japan actually really liked it. So hopefully one day we'll be seeing Ladders to Literacy all around the world. And then other than Ladders to Literacy, we also have Alitap Tap. It's our children's rights gaming app. We're still in the planning phase and the developmental phase, but hopefully in the next 5 years, it could be launched, and hopefully it's also profitable so that the proceeds can also contribute to the children that we are helping.
Nice. Good luck with that. I'm excited to see this, all your projects. I'll be like, I know that project. That's Streets to Schools. Show. Okay. I want to ask each one of you a question. Okay. So each one of you guys you all have to answer this question now. What advice would you give to your fellow youth who want to start their own passion projects. Let's say they're feeling kind of stuck, and but they have this project in mind, this initiative in mind. What advice would you give to that person? So each one of you guys have to answer, and we'll start with sorry, Jasmine. Ikaw na una.
Siguro advice, kung meron man, it is to start. Na yung, di ba, lahat naman po tayo may hesitancy sa lahat ng bagay. Meron po tayong mga uncertainties. Hindi po tayo sure talaga kung magiging successful pa or hindi. And the only way to know if yung project or yung initiative na nasa isip natin is mag-work is to actually do it. So I guess na yung advice ko na simulan mo lang and try mo lang talaga kung gagana, edi okay tayo doon. Pero if hindi, then doon tayo mag-work na towards dun sa para mapagana siya. Yun.
All right, thanks, Jasmine. So Jasmine's advice is to start. How about you, Richard? What's your advice?
My advice is, this might be a little bit cliche, but it's to start small and always believe in yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, you can do anything and everything at once. Not literally, but just by believing in yourself and actually putting your mind into it, and also not being ashamed to ask for help.
Yeah.
Especially since if you want to start your own initiative, your own program, we have a lot of youth organizations in the Philippines and initiatives that will actually want to help you out. And by starting small, we should never get intimidated by starting small, because we all know that big things can come from small things. Yeah.
Yes.
So like Speech to School spoke before, since we were only just one chapter, and now we have spread to Davao and Cordillera. So don't be afraid to start small talaga. Yun lang po.
Agree with Richard. We all have to start somewhere, diba? You guys started from somewhere. Like what Richard said, one chapter, now you guys have 3. Thank you so much, Richard. Next, we have Anne naman.
For me po, ma'am, I guess the advice that I would give is you have to assess really your community, because each community have different needs po. So you have to adapt to what they need and provide the things na necessary para sa kanila. So mas malaki po yung chance na mag-succeed yung project. And personally po, since it's supposed for really, since we started small, trial and error po siya, hindi po talaga siya perfect. And to be honest po, since we are parang medyo first batch po ng volunteers and officers, we started from, kami po halos yung gumagawa ng lahat before we branched out. So medyo nakakapagod din po minsan. Pero if you really like what you're doing, like you can really radiate that energy and you will last long if you at nahanap mo na yung purpose mo sa bagay.
Yeah. Thank you, Anne. Okay, how about you, Bianca?
For me naman, so ayun, before ka mag-start, kasi syempre, parang ang hirap mag-start kasi nakakaba naman talaga mag-start, especially sa context namin ng mga youth. So my advice would be to trust in your potential, realize your own potential, and believe in the power of the youth. Kasi lalo na sa aming mga youth, some of us might be afraid to do something or start our own initiative kasi akalaan na ng iba na ano bang kaya kong gawin? I'm just part of the youth. I'm very young. Wala pa akong connections and other things. But the thing is, you need to believe in your, sabi ng iba, believe in yourself, realize your own potentials, and you need to trust in the power of the youth. Kasi like sa Streets to Schools, kay sina Kiel, they started this initiative in high school. Wala pa nga silang 18 nun eh. So, they believed in the power of the youth na the youth has the power to enact change in our society. And the truth is, sa ating youth nga nakasalala yung future ng society natin. So, we have a lot of power in our hands. So, we need to believe in that potential.
definitely agree with Bianca. Pang Miss Universe yung sagot niya.
True.
Okay, go for it. Okay, and last but not the least, syempre, ano ang inyong advice, Kuya Kiet?
Okay, so to everyone, I like to believe that manifesting things is actually true. Because in 2016, I was just praying for the things we're having right now. Like, I told myself one day you'll be speaking for the UN, one day your friends will also be speaking in radios, your friends will also shine like how you're shining today. And I just prayed for that back in 2016, and now it manifests. So I think if you have something you really want to manifest, you should also have baby steps working towards that goal. So if you say one day you want to have chapters all around the Philippines, then work on it by partnering with different organizations that are active in this certain regions. Because that's how STS Baguio started. Because one of our officers went to UP Baguio, so she was studying there, and she invited her friends who were very active in organizations there. So they made a small team, and now this is what they're doing right now. They have STS Cordillera, and I think that's how we should work on things. So we pray for them, we manifest them, but we also work tirelessly towards that goal.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Malayo ang tingin. Malayo ba ang tingin mo? Sa hinihintay mong tricycle, uwing-uwi ka na ba? Kaya pa ng legs mo. Tricycle hailing app Para Hero is here to serve you. Through the Para Hero mobile app, you can easily book your tricycle ride within your community all day, every day. So whether you're at home, your favorite place, or gusto mo na talagang umuwi, ora mismo, Para Hero app is here for you. Just download Para Hero mobile app in Google Play. Register, it's that easy, and you're ready to book. Para Hero is initially available in BF Homes Parañaque and Las Piñas area. But soon, sa community mo din, malapit na po, Para Hero, para sa pasahero.
Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artists and musicians, hosted by Lace Jimenez and Thunder God Bernard. So sit back and relax and enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
It's a tough business out there. So many uncertainties, operational difficulties, deadlines. We provide the solutions and services that your company needs at the best price, guaranteed, with our global principles. And experienced partners, we bring solutions to your current and future business. Inolution, supporting your business as always. Video conferencing has never been crucial to your business than ever before, whether it's work from home or remote work collaboration. Productive team meetings are crucial to your business success. So whether it's for personal use or from small to medium to large conference meeting rooms, Logitech has the right solution right for you. With our partner Inolution's track record of responsive service, you can be assured of reliable and effective video collaboration all the time. Inolution, supporting your business as always. To serve you sooner, email us at support@inolution.com.ph.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. If you're just tuning in right now, my name is Erika and I'm the host of Making a Difference here on V81 Radio Manila. So before the break, we had our first recap episode, which was episode 45, A Year of Milestones. Now for this next recap. By the way, before I begin with the next recap, I just want to say that Para Hero started as an initiative to help the tricycle drivers in our community gain work during the pandemic. With this app, tricycle drivers won't need to wait so long in line at terminals or drive around the village, wasting time and gasoline just to look for passengers. It will also be more convenient for the pasajeros to book a tricycle ride and wait for it at the safety of their home. So, with Para Hero, your community tricycle hailing app, it is initially available in BF Homes, Paranaque, and Las Piñas. So, if you are in that area, please do check out the Para Hero app. Ayan. Okay. So, now for the next episode recap. By the way, for today, we are doing a couple of rewind episodes just to see what's been happening over the past 6 seasons here on Making a Difference. Now, the next one will be episode 38. And I think that is World Hijab Day. There we go. Look at that. Even the poster still, it's still the old design. I can't remember what season this was. But during this episode, we invited three amazing ladies to the show. And they talked about World Hijab Day. They shared their personal stories. And of course, they explained the importance of wearing a hijab in their culture. Now, the next clip that we are going to show is a clip of one of the guests, and her name is Yasmira. So she actually explained to us what World Hijab Day is. So let's roll that clip, please.
I would just like to ask, no, very, very basic question. Since we're celebrating World Hijab Day, actually, if I may ask po, what is World Hijab Day exactly?
Okay. The World Hijab Day is not, it's not basically a form, what you call this, a formalistic, no, it's not a UN resolution. Rather, it's a global civic campaign, which started in the United States right after as you can see, right after the 9/11 attacks. And it was created by an American Muslim, Najma Khan, in 2013, to basically, she started a campaign as a solidarity movement in order to mainstream the common issues and concerns of Muslim women living across the globe with the same sentiments. Of course, there's this phenomenon of Islamophobia, especially right after that 9/11 attacks, and the issues of the pertaining about Muslim women being oppressed, quote unquote, and that they are actually, by being just a Muslim, they are not free to do and pursue their goals. And I think that's the importance of the World Hijab Day. It's basically raising awareness on the plight of not just Muslim women, but women from different colors and creed and religions, and indeed it's a global campaign, and that's why it is not something that is just tied up to religious interpretation, but it's more of a civic global action for women with women. Thank you.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
With women for women. I like that. Okay, so now that we know what World Hijab Day signifies, what is a hijab? I'm sure those who are watching, they know what it is, the basic, what it looks like. But
Mm-hmm.
what is the significance of wearing hijab?
Okay. Disclaimer, I am not a scholar of Islamic studies, and I also do not claim expertise on this. And this is, I'd like to put this conversation, and diba, as we were talking backstage, like, Erika, this is something so conversational, right? And of course, like, this is also, my sharing here is already beyond the institutions that I represent. Of course, this is something like a personal kind of sharing. And that's why I'm so glad having this virtual platform to share my views on this. If there, the concept, the discourse and practice of wearing the hijab is so, I should say, contested and complicated. But this is something that I like to point out, that it is equally a human experience. Historically, the wearing of the hijab or headscarf, or the veil, is not just exclusive for Muslim women, right? A lot of women pre-Islamic Arabia and the world at that, Christians, or what I call this, Christianity, Judaism, and even Islam. Actually, there's this wearing of headscarves, and even, for example, there's no legal ruling on. There's a lot of debate. See, and that is the beautiful thing about the Islamic community, is that there's this different schools of thought, and because in Islam we live by the wisdom in the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that there's no compulsion in religion. So in terms really of wearing the hijab, there is a religious partly it's religious. Like, growing up, I was told that wearing the hijab is a kind of a moral imperative, so that I'll be reminded to be good and to do good. And so it's a sign of modesty, and it also guides my social ethics. Like, I have to be modest in my behavior towards other people, because I'm the ambassador of my religion, of my faith, and that is something like an outward expression of my faith. But also, as I journey towards embracing more than the religiosity, more than the rituals of my faith, I was also I also learned, the social context, the historical narrative, as well as the political discourse that is attached to this beautiful piece of cloth. Like, I also believe that partly the hijab is a cultural, experience. Like, there are so many ways of wearing the hijab, and that is so beautiful, right? That shows how diverse Muslim communities are, and I equally respect. And let me be clear that not all Muslim women wear the hijab, and that I have high respect on them as well, because again, I told this to my to every forum that I also am invited, that for me, wearing the hijab is also a kind of a political statement. It's a kind of a solidarity action against this discriminatory attitudes, or I think a very derogatory, or to use the term, demonization of Islam as a religion. And if there is one thing that is so much misunderstood now, that's actually the religion of Islam and its adherents, the Muslims. So with this, like what we're doing now, we're raising the conversation in as much as, I'm a Muslim woman and I'm not perfect. And, I'm not defined solely by my hijab, but, this is an expression of how I also try to assert myself that Muslim women are actually given, equal rights is that of our male counterparts, and that's the beautiful thing about my religion. Thank you, Erika.
Thank you for sharing. It's nice to look at it from that perspective. Kasi honestly, if I know what a hijab is, but the significance of it, it's nice to learn from you po, Miss Yasmira, that there's really that significance behind the wearing of a hijab. And a while ago, you mentioned po that if I'm not mistaken, last week or next week will be the World Interfaith Harmony.
No, this week.
This week.
This week. The first week of February, yeah.
Okay.
World Interfaith Harmony Week.
There we go. World Interfaith Harmony Week. By the way, I just want to say hi to Mia Factolerin. Hi, Mia. She was a guest on my show a couple Saturdays ago. Yeah, she's part of the Anluwagi project. So, Mia, thanks for watching. By the way, if you have any questions for Miss Yasmira, please comment them down below, and then at the end of the conversation, we'll have her answer your questions. So, and don't forget, the question of the day is very, very simple. What do you know about Mindanao? It can be anything you know about Mindanao. And then later on, we're going to ask Miss Yasmira if tama ba yung sinagot niyo or hindi tama. No, but we will find out. We just want to know what you all know about Mindanao. Okay, so again, you mentioned me, Miss Yasmira, that this week will be World Interfaith Harmony Week. So I did my research a bit, and it's actually this one naman po is a UN resolution.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So it's
2010 UN General Assembly resolution. Yeah.
Okay, so it was the General Assembly that adopted the resolution. So what exactly is the World Interfaith Harmony? What does it really celebrate?
I think the history behind it, and that's why it's very significant, is that one of the head of states, head of a sovereign nation who proposed it is a Muslim from a Muslim country, Jordan. It was King Abdullah II of Jordan who proposed it, that there should be a symbolic global celebration of Interfaith Harmony Week, so as to educate, and to remind humanity about about the diversity of our faith traditions and the beauty of our cultures and societies, in that without differences, there are more similarities. That's our faith traditions is also what bridges us together, because the common anchor is faith. And faith is something that is more than the material value of things, and something that can be seen by eyes, but it's that feeling of embracing one another, because we are, after all, what you call this? We believe in something bigger than ourselves. That there is one supreme being, and there are so many ways of trying to show our love for the divine. And that through compassion and mercy and global solidarity, we are able to anchor and strengthen our humanity. And I think that's very important in a world where there is so much divisiveness, consumerism. There's so much excesses, and I think we need to decenter from a very this whole idea of modernization. Reason over faith, that kind of thing, or that individual over community. I think with celebrations like this, we bring ourselves to the reality that there's beauty in diversity, and that there's harmony in recognizing that women not look alike. Like, we are beautifully, like we're rainbows, in terms of our skin color, creed, religion, our gender orientation, and our sexuality. But at the end of the day, we are all children of God, and we should love each other and have mercy within each other. And I always remind myself, like as a Muslim and as a citizen of the world, like I always say, what drives me to do this advocacy is one of the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad when he, peace be upon him, when he said, even in the Quran, that actually says there that the Prophet of Islam was sent not just as a mercy to the Muslims, but as mercy to the world. And so I think that particular universal value in Islam, where you are not supposed to discriminate people because of their religion, because of their gender, or because of their political orientation, that's my philosophy, and that's my basic guide in this highly complex and network society we live in. And especially now that, it's so hard, when the norm is that we have to physically distance so that we could keep ourselves healthy. It's very hard, We are
Yeah.
social beings after all.
Exactly, it's very difficult. So I wonder po, no, for the for the world interfaith harmony, usually do you have any thoughts or maybe campaigns to help spread awareness? What are you doing now po? Given that it's COVID and come up kayo na have to socially distance ourselves with one another. So how do we spread that?
There's this
Yes, po.
There's this interreligious movement. It's called Silsila. It's like the chain, and it's based in Zamboanga. One of our team in IPDN, hello Zar, she's actually one of the coordinator based in Iligan. And so far, last year we did not have any activity kasi nga nung nangyari yung COVID. No, we did have one. What we did is that because in MSU system, we have this 3-unit course. It's called Fundamentals of Peace Education. And what we do is that we do this special, it's sort of like a 4-hour symposium. Like it's just like a half-day gathering of students, interfaith, and then do the dialogue and sharing about and then you will really be so fascinated about the diversity of faith, traditions, and religions, ranging from the very conservative to the very bordering to the liberal and to the neo-theist for one. Like by just sometimes you don't need to be affiliated to one, and like I have all respect to all people. Like I always remind myself that in a very highly divisive world and highly polarized that we need to look at her where we could actually start to have a conversation with a total stranger, and that's what I love about just seeing a person without any particular stereotype. Like you look at that person first as a human being, and then there's already that instant human connection. Right? Because we all struggle. We all have our blessings. We all have our, let's face it, now with COVID-19, like, grabe yung mental health struggles that we need to deal with. And I think we owe it to ourselves to really be kinder so that we could spread that message of kindness, of mercy. And that's what interfaith harmony is. Like reminding ourselves that we are not alone in this journey, that there's always this, higher being up there, and that that our life is as valuable as everyone else's, that we are nobody, that we are somebody in God's eyes. And I think that's a powerful reminder nowadays when everything seems to be so bad. and yeah.
Right.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Big Media is all about life's journey.
Yung mga yon, mga bata pa sila dati nung nakakasama ko sila. So ngayon, sikat na sila.
In digital.
It's called emotional suppression. What we need to do is to acknowledge that emotion. If you're down, stay down. And this is, I'm quoting this.
Information, story, inspiration, and experiences. Whenever, wherever you want, welcome. Join us as we push the boundaries of possibility here with Big Media.
Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, visibility, representation, and empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride!
Welcome to the program that amplifies and builds power in its network, linking you and your company to business communities while highlighting your persona, products, practice. Talk Shop Asia Power Network, now on its season 2, hosted by Organizational Development Network champion Maricar Sandalo, direct selling sensei Jojo Barakias, and ASEAN EduTech leader Dr. Alex Reyes, with the founding anchor, business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas. Brought to you by Direct Selling Association of the Philippines, Union Bank Global Linker, ASEAN Youth Organization, and Rotary Club of Alabang Madrigal Business Park, engaging you with CEO talks, community mind, feature shops, and the variety of them. Talk Shop Asia Power Network, Power Drop, your network here to talk.
Video meetings are the future of collaboration. Meetings are like people. No two are ever the same. Logitech provides better meetings where everyone can be seen and heard, because great meetings just don't happen. Logitech, with our partner Inolution, ensures your video collaboration is at the next level. Inolution, supporting your business as always. To serve you sooner, email us at support@inolution.com.ph.
Malayo ang tingin. Malayo ba ang tingin mo sa hinihintay mong tricycle? Uwing-uwi ka na ba? Kaya pa ng legs mo. Tricycle hailing app Para Hero is here to serve you. Through the Para Hero mobile app, you can easily book your tricycle ride within your community all day, every day. So whether you're at home, your favorite place, or gusto mo na talagang umuwi, ora mismo, Para Hero app is here for you. Just download Para Hero mobile app in Google Play. Register, it's that easy, and you're ready to book. Para Hero is initially available in BF Homes Parañaque and Las Piñas area. But soon, sa community mo din, malapit na po, Para Hero, para sa pasahero.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. This is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. My name is Erika and I'm the host of Making a Difference here on V81 Radio Manila. So if you have any questions, for me, or if you have any recommendations, actually, let's say you would want to see a certain organization on this show, or if you know of people, or if you want to be featured on Making a Difference, please do comment down below, whether you're watching on Facebook or on V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel. Just please feel free to use the comment box below, or you can send us a message on Making a Difference Facebook page. So for today's episode, this is actually a rewind episode, and we've already shown 2 episodes. I'm guessing those 2 episodes were around season 2 to season 4, and you could see the difference in my hair. I was watching backstage, and I was just really laughing because there's really a shift. You could tell how long ago it was because of my hair. Okay. Joke time lang muna tayo ng konti. Okay, so for the last episode recap is episode 26. This is Life Risks PH. So, Life Risk, just to give you a brief background on the organization, they focus on the mental health and well being of the youth. After this episode, Norman, he's the founder of Life Risks. Actually, not just him, also the other members and leaders of Life Risks PH. Shout out to them. They became such good friends as well. We were able to partner and collaborate outside making a difference. Actually, we hosted a webinar together with the SK of our barangay. It was in partnered, so it was Barangay Ayala Alabang who partnered with Life Risks, and they gave a webinar series on focusing on mental health and how to deal with it, especially during COVID. So we became such good friends. Um, and I think we also attended a couple of their webinars as well. So Norman here, this was our first interview actually. The second one was when he was invited again after 1 year. But this was our very first conversation, and he is actually based in Hong Kong. He's still in Hong Kong right now. He's studying there. And the clip that we're about to show is him being his usual self. If you've known Norman for quite some time, he gives a lot of, I would say, he has his own words of wisdom. So I think this clip will show him giving advice to the viewers. So let's roll that clip, please.
That's called emotional suppression. What we need to do is to acknowledge that emotion. If you're down, you stay down. And this is, I'm quoting this from LeBron James from a couple of finals ago. He ran into a play. Parang, there's so much you can get from sports. So if you're a sports fan, you know, so there's really a lot of things we can get from sports. But this one instance, I was watching it, and LeBron James had a mic. Alam mo yung Erika, sometimes they put microphones on players, di ba? And then nako-cover nila yun sa news. And so he ran to the, so someone did the layup, he ran to the person, to the teammate, and he said, while running to the teammate to help him get up, LeBron was shouting, stay down, right? And then when he picked him up, he said, if you fall down, stay down, your brother will help you. He said that to the guy. And I'm like, wow, that's super powerful, right? So that's why I always say, if you're feeling down, accept that. Like today, okay, today is not my day, right? It doesn't mean tomorrow you'll still feel low and sad and depressed or anxious. But sometimes you have to acknowledge, okay, today is not my day. Today I might need to take some rest, you know. And so number one, if you're not feeling well, acknowledge it, like embrace it. And our emotions change moment by moment, hour by hour. Few people forget that. So pagka you feel sad, try to embrace that in the meantime. And then the next step is really towards seeking help. And you start with the people you trust, your confidants, your closest friends. So if you're a student struggling, you say to yourself, okay lang to, tama. I should normalize this feeling, okay lang. So today I'm not feeling like me, the usual me. And so tomorrow I might be. So I'm just gonna write it down on a journal. So one of the tips also is, if you have a calendar at home, every day before the day ends, before you go to sleep, write an emotion there, right? Write an emotion there, like anxious. And then tomorrow you do it again, and then you will just realize after the month has ended, you went through several emotions. You went through an anxious day, an exciting day because you were watching sports, a depressed day because you had a fight with a friend who's really close to you, and another an anxiety day because your job is in trouble, and then your friend sent you deliveries from Lazada, wherever, as a remote act of kindness, and you felt really, really happy. And then after a month, you'll realize, wow, that's a lot of emotion. Because sometimes we only remember the most recent emotion we felt. We tend to forget that in this month we've actually been to, we've been humans, and that's feeling a spectrum, a wide range of emotions.
I like that.
I like that. So, yun nga eh. I also learned that from other people as well. Na if you're down, talagang, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Yes. Oh,
we're like what you said, we're only human. We have
yes.
all these feelings. We go through different things and all.
Right.
Okay, I
Right.
have another question.
Mhm.
How okay, I mentioned a while ago, we are all at home. Well, me, I am. I don't go out a lot.
Most of us are, yes.
Yeah, most of us are. I don't go out if really not needed.
Necessary, yeah.
So there are sometimes, people tend to think about things and their mind goes everywhere, it wanders off to new places. And sometimes that's where it triggers. Um,
Right.
and what advice can you give? Since, we're all just at home, what can we do to prevent that from happening or, lessen it?
Right. So that's I think is the question of the year, parang
Oh,
how do I, in this new normal thing, how do I get back to doing normal things?
yeah.
And so I will narrow it down to kind of 4 tips. I'm getting this from Mental Health First Aid in England. They're putting in a set of strategies for us to support ourselves amid the pandemic. This is true applicable for both working from home and for students on online learning or modular blended learning. And one of them is actually setting up your routine. So get set up. That's number one.
Okay.
Setting up a feasible routine. And that kicks off with waking up at the same time every day. That's the way to you want to win the morning. Tim Ferriss said, "Win the morning, you win the day." So you want to kick it off on the right notch, and this is also note to self because sometimes I oversleep or whatever. But like I said, if you're down, you stay down. But you have to build. You have to help yourself. So one way to help yourself is to wake up at the same time every day so that you get some form of routine in because that's in your control, right?
Mhm.
What time you wake up, that's on you. No job, no company can change that for you, of course, unless you're on graveyard schedule. But you want to set up that routine.
Mhm.
On this time I eat, on this time I work. So you really want to get set up. So that's number one. Wake up at the same time every day.
Mm.
I'm gonna let you in a secret.
Okay, what?
The thing I ask myself as well is when I wake up, I don't engage in social media.
Aha.
Of course, sometimes
My
I,
that's
you know, I,
that's what my parents tell us to do.
yes, you really wanna, because the things you follow on your social media predict your thoughts. They
Yeah.
predict your thoughts. If you see a breaking news, that automatically hijacks whatever you had planned for the day. So you want your 10 minutes to be yours. 10 minutes in 24 hours is point something percent, right?
Mm-mm.
So point something percent of your day. So you really, really want to be able to give that 10 minutes to yourself. Get something to drink. So the last thing you want to do 10 minutes after you wake up is to really engage on social media. Get something to drink, go to the wash your face or whatever. Pray. Praying is very helpful. That's wishing good to yourself and others, regardless of your religious background. So that's part of having that routine. And I always ask myself in the morning, what will I do today that will make me sleep better tonight? And I focus everything on that. Yeah.
Ooh.
If it's doing this interview well, if it's walking 10,000 steps today,
Mhm.
that's that. If I check that tonight, I'll sleep better. So that's
Mm-mm.
one. So really want to get yourselves in routine. Waking
Yeah.
up in the same time every day is one of the best ways to do it. Number two is get moving. Get moving in a sense that you want to the body is not meant to sit still. The reason why you're always upset sometimes or you catch yourself parang hindi naman ako dating ganito eh, pero ngayon parang konting inis lang nagagalit agad ako and I'm short fused. So we really want to be giving the body what it needs, and that sunlight. 10 to 20 minutes of sunlight per day will set up our biological clocks, makes us sleep better at night. And get moving. 10 minutes both indoor and outdoor kind of physical activity is helpful. It doesn't matter if you do 10 minutes of straight jumping jacks, jumping on jogging on place. You really want to break a sweat. Sometimes you just have to hack the body so that you can treat the brain. I always say that the mind and the brain is connected to the body not just by the neck. But there's a lot of biochemical. Yes. So we really want to treat the body well. And if you're feeling negative sometimes, try to eat an apple, a banana, and less so on chocolates and snacks. So that's
Oh,
gonna be helpful as well.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
ask, what about chocolate?
Go for dark. Go for dark chocolate.
Okay,
Yeah.
I eat dark chocolate, which is good.
Right.
Okay.
So there it is. Yes. So you want to get moving, both indoor or outdoor. So set a routine, get moving. And number 3 is get connected. So you can imagine a perfect day being you woke up on the same time that you planned the previous day. You're focused on one thing today and you want to check that off your list. Then you dressed up, you cleaned the house where you broke some sweat, playing good music, and that's good. And then you want to be satisfying your social health needs, and that is connecting with people you care about. And if you can do, I always challenge the millennials, if you can do a 15-second rather story in IG, what is in the way of you recording yourself for 15 seconds and sending your grandmother, grandfather, mother, dad, brother, and I miss you, right?
That's even
What?
less, to be
Yes.
honest. In 15 seconds,
Right.
yeah.
So what gets in the way? It's a rhetorical question. Send a video if you're not comfortable with that, an audio recording would do. It just gives a lot of warmth to the people you want to be connecting with. And you'll realize when you connect with them, you also give yourself a favor and like, oh nga pala, kumusta na siya? Like that comes in your mind. It makes you connected. In this time of physical and social distancing, I mean, this is really invaluable. Getting connected. So that's the third. So we're into the last now. So again, to repeat, get set up with routines, move your body. 3 is get connected socially. And finally, and for me, this is more importantly, get some support. Especially if the first 3 habits do not help. Get some help, get some support. You can be weak and vulnerable, and we will find that when we try to accept that weakness, then we can start to know what's not working and what's working. So parang you can capitalize on your strength. And for me are like, I echo those tips because they, I think, are valuable
Yeah.
for you to get together your well-being and mental health.
And those are really great tips. Thank you, Norman. And I hope those listening really took down Norman's words. I
Right.
took note. I took note. Those are really
Right. I
good.
can see. Yes. Nice. Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Okay. I have another question.
Okay.
Let's say you have a friend. All right. And your friend, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. You're doing okay. You're having a great day. And then all of a sudden, your very close friend of yours, or even your best friend,
Right.
messages you and says, I'm feeling this. I don't know what to do. Today's just not
Right.
my day. I'm feeling
Right.
really down. How do you approach your friend? Especially if you don't know what to say. You know?
Right.
You want to be there for that person, but then you also don't know what to say.
See that you answered it, Erika, and that's simply be there. You just
Okay.
need to be there. A lot of us run the mistake of trying to solve another person's problem.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, if you dig deeper in the concern that they're telling you, you'd realize they're not really trying to solve the problem. They're not asking you to help them solve the problem. Sometimes they would, but for the most part, it's about them being able to have someone they can rely on to listen to what they're going through.
Okay.
And the key, ultimately, is not even to. Actually, sometimes I even reply, Erika, because this has happened to me, obviously, that some friends would reach out to me.
Mhm.
And I actually sometimes quite genuinely and honestly with a lot of candor, I just tell them, wow, that's difficult. Right? That's my reply. Right? Like, that's difficult. Because I truly find it difficult. Na parang, oh nga no, ang hirap yan. Sabi ko, pare, mahirap yan. And then he or she would tell me more about the problem, and I would say, wow, so you've been thinking about this. right? You've been obviously taking a lot of time thinking about this, and with the pandemic and everything going on, this is on top of your head, and I can only imagine how difficult it is to balance work, have these thoughts and feelings, be a mother or a father, be a brother to a sister. Like, I just acknowledge them, and then when I say that, in a very interesting manner, when I acknowledge how they feel and when I put it into context, they realize, wow, yeah, I'm a strong person. I'm going through this while trying to handle many things. And it becomes from a deficit model, which is what I cannot do, the things I'm missing to do. It becomes a strength based model. And that is, oo nga 'no, sa kabila ng lahat, nagagawa ko pa rin 'to ta's namumble pa. Parang the person just realizes, "Oh, pinapartidahan ko pa 'tong emotions ko." And if I'm only going to work on my emotions, if I'm not going to think about my job and my family, I'll be able to sort this out, 'di ba? But as humans, we know that, um, a story I saw on social media, sometimes your social media is good if you follow good social media. Yeah, like V81 Radio and making a difference on on Facebook, and Life Risks too, of course. But a pilot talked about turbulence, right? An airplane turbulence, and he said that when a plane goes through turbulence, he or she, the pilot, doesn't panic, right? It does not feel comfortable, but he is well aware that the plane is built to withstand turbulence, right?
Yes.
So sometimes we have to trust the plane. And that means we need to trust ourselves that at the back of this all, today is challenging, but at the back of this all, I've faced more challenging things. I've seen crazier things. Of course, it's difficult to compare. COVID-19 is really difficult, but it's to really trust your habits. It's trust what you do best, and that is really doing what is true to you. And that is, if it's listening to music, watching a movie, talking to a friend, doing a podcast, opening a vlog on YouTube, whatever it is that you find strength, playing musical instruments, doing online selling, just you need to dig deep on this one. And of course, at the end of the day, our goal is to survive. I mean, we can talk about being successful in our careers. Remember the first few months of the pandemic, Erika, a lot of people are, posting certificates that they're attending webinars and all that for free, right? That was the first phase. And then the second phase is the Dalgona coffee. Everyone's baking now. And then we come into a phase where everything is selling online.
Yes.
And if you see this from that perspective, makita mo, okay, at the first time, we can still afford the quarantine measures. We can still do things that make us grow.
Yeah.
But as the pandemic becomes longer, ano nangyari? Dalgona coffee, baking, which means we're trying to make ourselves happy. We're trying to cope. Kasi parang it's getting challenging. And then when our financial resources has started to dip, especially those who have lost their employment, they now transition to other forms of business online. So we'll see na parang, oo nga, nagbabago yung coping mechanism natin in response to this pandemic as it goes further. But that's a very long-winded answer. But the point I'm trying to make is, the thing I would say to someone who's struggling is to acknowledge that I understand that it's difficult, but remind them in your own way, and as genuine and as authentic as you can. Tell them, you know what, the goal is just to survive this year. If we survive this pandemic, the goal is not to be successful, or if you can, then do it if that makes you happy. But at the bottom of it all, you need to get through. A lot of people are dying, and that's the elephant in the room. You want to be surviving, not only for you but for your family, for your loved ones. So that's my tip. Acknowledge the difficulty, embrace it, help yourself, and then trust that you can do it and survive.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Malayo ang tingin. Malayo ba ang tingin mo? Sa hinihintay mong tricycle, uwing-uwi ka na ba? Kaya pa ng legs mo. Tricycle hailing app Para Hero is here to serve you. Through the Para Hero mobile app, you can easily book your tricycle ride within your community all day, every day. So whether you're at home, your favorite place, or gusto mo na talagang umuwi, ora mismo, Para Hero app is here for you. Just download Para Hero mobile app in Google Play. Register, it's that easy, and you're ready to book. Para Hero is initially available in BF Homes Parañaque and Las Piñas area. But soon, sa community mo din, malapit na po, Para Hero, para sa pasahero.
Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artists and musicians, hosted by Lace Jimenez and Thunder God Bernard. So sit back and relax and enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
It's a tough business out there. So many uncertainties, operational difficulties, deadlines. We provide the solutions and services that your company needs at the best price, guaranteed, with our global principles. And experienced partners, we bring solutions to your current and future business. Inolution, supporting your business as always. Video conferencing has never been crucial to your business than ever before, whether it's work from home or remote work collaboration. Productive team meetings are crucial to your business success. So whether it's for personal use or from small to medium to large conference meeting rooms, Logitech has the right solution right for you. With our partner Inolution's track record of responsive service, you can be assured of reliable and effective video collaboration all the time. Inolution, supporting your business as always. To serve you sooner, email us at support@inolution.com.ph.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference, and that wraps up our rewind episode for today. But before I go, I just want to say, I guess we can all agree that video collaboration is more than a trend. It has become an important part of every business operation. So whether you are doing online meeting one-on-one or meeting your entire team and customers, everyone's voices and ideas need to be heard and seen. So with Logitech's video collaboration solution, you know you are getting the very best for your business. Okay, again, thank you all so much for being here and watching our rewind episode. It was great seeing these three episodes, and it gave me a lot of flashbacks. Again, Making a Difference has been here for so long, and we're happy to be here on our sixth season. So thank you everyone for continuing to support Making a Difference. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, by the way, that's Making a Difference. And again, if you have any comments or suggestions, or if you want to be featured on Making a Difference, please do feel free to message us on our Facebook page. And also, please don't forget to follow V81 Radio Manila on Facebook as well. We do have a couple more shows besides than making a difference. So that ends our rewind episode. I will see you all next week, same time, same place. Bye everyone and stay safe.
The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive, making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference every Saturday, 1 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy. Your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station in South Manila. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio mo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.